to my YouTube channel. Here we are again, and this time around with another tier list. We're gonna check out Baldur's Gate 3, the characters, and we are gonna put them in different tiers according to how I think they would be at a party. Like, we have in these tiers, gets aggressive, right? Gets too drunk and then aggressive. Gets too drunk, gets annoying. Becomes a philosopher. Gets emotional. Is a tag-along or is good company in general, but doesn't really stand in the spotlight, right? Life of the party. Just somebody you really want to hang out with. Just is there to get laid, basically. Is the next one. Dances all night long. We all know these type of people as well. And then last but not least, awkwardly sits in the corner. So yeah, well, there are 2 tiers that I have already filled. For one, the have not met, cannot vote tier. There are different reasons. Either I literally haven't met the character, right? Or don't know enough about them. Or they are, for example, children, like Arabella or Mattis, right? I'm not gonna rate children on the party tier list. I'm sorry, guys. I hope you understand that. And for example, the owlbear cup, yeah, it's an animal for one. And yes, I will vote some animals, but that's different, okay? I will explain once I get to that. But yeah, these are one, and then we have another tier, which is for a potential part 2. So if you end up enjoying this video and maybe want to see me vote the rest of the characters, then sure, let me know and I will do that gladly. Gonna be fun because I think there are also some interesting characters left. So yeah, let me know what you think. Anyways, with that being said, I would say let's start, and I think we actually start from the bottom because I think the main characters, I think we want to talk about a bit later, right? Let's start with Orpheus. Orpheus, I personally think he's a quite cool guy. I mean, I could see him get aggressive, but only if you are a bit mean or a bad person yourself, I think. So I don't really know. I don't see him as a get too drunk either. I think he's the classical tag-along. I think he can be a cool guy if he's in the right company. But I also don't think he would stand in the spotlight all the time, so funnily enough, he does stand in the spotlight in the game, but I don't really think that would translate as much in the in a party session situation. Okay, Harley. Well, let's be real. He's literally a fuckboy in the game, and I mean, then you already know what he's gonna be like if he goes to a party, right? He is just there to try to get laid. Like, he is only there. He probably just gets one drink and goes into the bedroom of somebody and never comes out again. I don't know. He's definitely, yeah, gonna have a great time in there. Okay, then we have Hope. Now that's an interesting one. I feel like Hope, I feel like you can give it 2, maybe even 3. I think Hope could be like, gets too drunk, gets annoying, but I kind of don't think it's perfectly fitting. She can be annoying, I think, but I don't think she would get too drunk, so I wouldn't give her that one. Becomes a philosopher. She does love to yap for sure. I kind of think that's the best fit. Gets emotional. I don't know, maybe as well. But I think she's a yapper. She's just a yapper. So yeah, I would say we put her in philosopher tier. Okay, yeah, well, he's literally one of the leaders of the Baal cult, right? of the god of murder. So I think he's you can't put him anywhere else then. Gets aggressive and is out for blood, right? This guy, yeah, no. I mean, look at him. If you think this person would be fun to hang around with at a party, then I think I'm good. I think I'm not gonna go to your parties. And I think you should rethink your friend group, maybe. I don't know. Okay, Vicanica. Now, that's an interesting one. I think, well, she's this Shar, Lady Shar, follower, right, of this dark goddess of the night. She's surely not the greatest person. Surely not life of the party. I think she's very determined, and that's actually an interesting point. I don't think she's aggressive for no reason. Like, Sarabak is definitely, he's aggressive because he wants to. And I don't think that's her. I think she's just determined, and if that means she has to murder, then sure. I don't know. I feel like she would just not talk to anybody. I think she would just sit in the corner and plan her next thing. I don't know. Thing what she could do in order to make Lady Shah happy. That seems like this would fit her very well. Leroican. Okay, well, I think again, two possible options. Either becomes a philosopher, just like Hope, or gets too drunk and annoying. And I think I will give him to the too drunk gets annoying. I don't think in the sense of like, oh, he's literally like necessarily super drunk, but I think he gets super annoying. I already think he's in the game very annoying, so yeah, Leroican, I'm pretty certain you would be absolutely miserable to hang out around, so yeah, nah, I'm good. Valeria. Okay, well, little elephant 100% gets too drunk. I mean, it even happens in the game. Just constantly completely hammered, so yeah, no questions there. It's just straight up gets too drunk. If you pick anything else, you're straight up wrong. I'm sorry, you're wrong. And then next up we have Oren. Oren, well, she's literally the the newer version of Sarabak. So yeah, also follower of Baal, right? Always in for blood, always in for murder. That's all she cares about. If she's drunk, I think she would be horrible to be. Well, you probably wouldn't be long around her. Well, your body would be, but not your mind. Like, you know what I mean, right? Like, she would kill you, is what I'm trying to say. So I think Oren definitely first tier here as well. I hope that's not too much of a thing here, that all the bad characters end up here. I think with these two, you kind of have to do it, though. There is not much of a choice. He who was... Oh, I don't know. This guy is just... Yeah, I don't know. He is also this type of... He reminds me a lot of Vicanica, where he has his task and all his entire life, everything he does is just about how I achieve these goals, and he doesn't want to talk to anybody else outside of that, so I think that's very fitting for him. He's just, yeah, I don't know. I think that's the best one. Oops, sorry. Yeah, then we have Jörger. Okay, he is actually Yogurt. I don't know. How do you say his name? Jörger? I guess so. I don't know. He's actually not that bad of a... Like, in my playthrough, he was actually at the end of it a companion of mine, which is kind of fun. Or at least like an ally, I guess, not companion. But what would he be? I kind of see him as a gets too drunk kind of guy. I could see him just keep on drinking and drinking and drinking. I feel like he's the type of guy who never knows when to stop. And the funny thing about it is, you would probably have to get a shit ton of drinks for him. Since, yeah, he would, yeah, you can imagine, like, it's a big, I don't know, what do you call it? Is it a orc? Is it a troll? A troll, probably, right? Yeah, I think it's a troll. Yeah, he would need a lot of drinks, so good luck with buying an entire store for him. Gonna be nice for your wallet. Then we have Balthasar. Okay, well, I feel like the easiest thing would be to put him in Gets Aggressive, right? And I can kind of see it. Like, don't get me wrong, I can see how he would be in here as well. On the other hand, okay, nah, he does torture and kill because he likes it. I mean, look at him. Yeah, okay. Nah, no questions asked further. Carnus. Yeah, you barely talk to him, honestly. A little bit in this haunted forest thingy in part 2, right? Yeah, he's just awkwardly sits in the corner as well. Like, he has his task, he fulfills it, and that's just it. Nothing more, nothing less. Yeah, I guess it's the perfect fit. Isabel. Now, hear me out. I honestly think Isabel is just a dances all night long character. I feel like she's a fun person. She wouldn't, like, after all the dark times are over and stuff, I feel like she would just be on the dance floor having the time of her life and dancing and having just enjoying herself after all the struggles she had to live through. I think that fits perfectly well. Elminster, oh god, he's a yapper. He's a yapper in the game without any alcohol. You barely meet him, but all I remember from him is that he's a yapper, so becomes a philosopher. Yeah, perfect tier for you. Miss Zora is definitely also, I think she's the one who, the female version of Harlot, kind of. Maybe not quite as bad, but definitely also just there to get laid, I think. I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with the hell. Like, not saying getting laid is the hell, but you know what I mean. Kind of like succubus kind of lifestyle thing, right? Seducing for the sin or whatever. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Miss Zora definitely just tries to get laid as well. Flackiv. Okay, Jesus. Yeah, she's... Nah. That was not planned. I don't really know. I feel like she's also just getting aggressive. Like, there's no other thing I can really put her in. What is happening? My mouse really wants me to put Flackiv in the gets emotional tier, but I don't think so. We put her in aggressive. Then we have Voss. Okay, well, he would be, I don't know, honestly. That's a good question. Either philosopher, in my opinion, or a tag-along. I don't think he would just sit in the corner. But I don't know, a good company I would also not call him. I think Orpheus would be a better company. But I think Voss is also a tag-along character. Like, he would just hang out there. You would see him. Sure, he would have a drink or two, talk to some people, but would anybody the next day say, hey, I was hanging out with Voss for a long time yesterday and he did this and that? No, nobody would remember that he was there. Unless you would ask some specifically about him, then it would be like, oh yeah, I saw him or so. You know what I mean? It's just this type of character. Glut. No. Oh, my mouse is being very weird. Glad. I think he could be very much a sits awkwardly in the corner character. I just don't think he would have. I don't think he has much to say at a party. I think he's just chilling there, being a fun guy, right? And doing basically nothing. I think it fits well. Minthara. Okay, she is quite aggressive. But honestly, I also can see her not just being aggressive. I could also see her just being too drunk. And for some reason, I will put her there. She is more like the gets too drunk, not that gets too annoying, I think. I think she would just be hammered. And that's it. You could also argue she fits in here, but I don't know. I think she just drinks too much, and that's gonna be it. I'm gonna take the positive thing here. Action. Amalum. Amalum is definitely a philosopher. I mean, he's literally a scientist, isn't he? So it's very fitting for him to talk even more about all his findings and whatnot, right? Like, I think he would have a lot to tell you. A lot of scientific research stuff he wants to talk to you about. So, yeah, a philosopher, for sure. Nier. Okay, well, he's just a dickhead. Now, he's just the type of guy who literally does everything to gain more power. And he uses the power that he gets in the most scariest way by enslaving, what was it? You know what I mean. So enslaving people, whatever. Definitely here gets aggressive, like, no questions asked. Bacchus. Now that's funny. I can see it. No, my mouse, I swear to God. I could see him as a tag-along, for sure. I could also see him get emotional to a certain degree. But I think we'd give him the tag-along, good company. I think he would be fun. He's kind of fun in the game already, and I think he's a good guy overall. Don't think he would be anywhere annoying or something. Now Roland. Roland is definitely going to become super annoying. I think he's one of the most annoying people. At least he was in my playthrough. I really ended up disliking him a lot at some point, and it's a bit of a bummer because I don't think I initially felt that way. But yeah, maybe I just had a bit of bad luck or so. I don't know. I don't really like him much, and I think he would be super, super full of himself while being drunk. Way too annoying to hang out with. That being said, by the way, I think we move Hope down to gets emotional. I think that's a better fit, judging by what else we have here. I think she would just talk about her emotions more than anything else. So yeah, gets emotional for Hope. Now we have Damon. That's a good question. I think he's a really cool guy. The question is he a tag-along or is he a life of the party? Life of the party that's a tough one to get in my opinion. But on the other hand, I think he has the guts for it. I think he could be a really fun guy to hang out with. And I think that little bit of insecurity, I think alcohol would get that out of him. And I see him as a life of the party type of character. I think he would be really cool to be with. Kaga. Oh god. Like, she is also kind of a bad character, right? I don't see her get too drunk. But I also don't really think she would become aggressive. I just think she would not be fun to hang out with. And I think she would not care to talk to people. So I put her in the awkwardly sits in the corner tier. yeah, I think that fits best overall. I mean, I don't know. If you feel like you would put her somewhere else, let me know, but I think it's a pretty good fit. Now Aradin. Aradin, oh god. Ugh, he's so annoying. And I mean, whenever I met him, he was quite aggressive. I mean, sometimes not without a point, but he definitely went way too far whenever that happened. I feel like he would get too drunk. I think so. I don't think he would be like super aggressive always, but he would be very easily triggered. So he's the type of guy, he's too drunk, and if you trigger him a little bit, then maybe aggressive. But yeah, I think here is the better fit. Oh god. Now Volo. Volo, I guess you could also put in the dances all night, but I mean, he's just too much of a yapper. And therefore, if he becomes a philosopher, I think that's a better fit than the dancing, because yeah, he likes music, he likes his poetry and everything, right? But he's mainly a yapper, and that's, yeah, what makes him get exactly there. Senner. Now that's a good question. Senner, I see. Would he get emotional? I don't know. Maybe he's also just a tag along, right? I don't think, yeah, maybe even sits in the corner. Nah, I think he's a tag along. Maybe when he had some drinks or so, he would become a bit more fun to hang around with. Plus, I do think these would actively seek to not be around people, whereas he would just be like, yeah, okay, I sit here with you, and if you talk to me, okay, I say something back, but I myself, he would not bring in a lot of conversation, I guess. And next up we have Tara. Tara is actually, she's really nice. I feel like, okay, yeah, I have to explain this first, right? So yes, why do I vote Tara, and why is also Scratch up here in the For Potential Part 2? These two I will vote based on how they have such a distinct character, I feel like, that I kind of want to vote them on based on that. Like, if they would be themselves, but in a human form, if that makes sense. So yeah, and that being said, where would I put Tara? Tara I would put into... I could see her dance all night, honestly. Or... yeah, I could see her do that. I could see her being this older... yeah, not older lady, but like kind of in the age between young and old, right? I don't know, like let's say in her 40s or so, and who just dances because she enjoys herself. She enjoys being around people, having a good time, and I don't know, I kind of can see her there. So yeah, dances all night long. Okay, Withers, yeah, no questions asked. He's just like becomes a philosopher, 100%. He's already very spiritual, right? This entity and stuff. Talking a bunch about all sorts of things and all. I don't know, he's a perfect fit for the philosopher tier list, I think. Then we have Halson. Halson is just a classic tag-along in my opinion. Definitely a good company, one of the ones that, in my opinion, would be the most fun to hang out with out of all of them, but yeah, not life of the party, nothing else. I feel like he's just a good tag along, and he also wouldn't get too much drunk or whatever. Nah, I think this is the best fit for him. Shadowheart. Okay, now Shadowheart. This is a very, very tough one, honestly, in my opinion. She likes to talk a bunch as well, suddenly, right, when she's drunk. It's very funny. I don't really know if I'd see her as a philosopher, though. Gets too drunk, kinda as well, but definitely in the annoying, not in the annoying way, so... I kind of don't want to put her there either. Tag along, she's too active for that, I think. Yeah, maybe it is the philosopher tier. I don't know. I think, yes, I think that would still fit the best overall. For one, she just suddenly becomes very active, wants to talk a bunch about everything, and I do think she would talk a bunch about Char at least from what she was like in the beginning, right? I think I could see her being somebody who's suddenly can't shut up anymore. I don't know. This is a tough one for me. I could see her in other parts as well. Let me know what you think. Maybe even Life of the Party? I don't know. It's a very tough choice for me. I leave her in the philosopher tier for now. Maybe we changed it up in another time. Like later, or maybe even in the next part. I don't know. I will think about this some more. Then we have Gale. Yeah, well, Gale is just 100% emotional. He's already like this in the game, right? Like, there are so many moments where he's like becoming pretty emotional. Maybe also a bit of a yapper, right? Talking about magic and how he's such a great mage and whatever. But I think he's just also straight up emotional. And therefore, I think it's a good fit. I could also see him getting too drunk, but at the end of the day, I think the emotional drunk is the best fit for him. And last but not least, we have Karlach, and I feel like there's absolutely no doubt where she belongs. She's 100% life of the party. Yeah, honestly, like, she's so fun to hang out with already in the game. Super outgoing, super chill, super nice, super, I don't know, I feel like she would just be super perfect company at the party, and therefore Life of the Party fits the most, I guess. So yeah, and with that we are done with the tier list. At least with part 1. Here's a quick look. So what do you think? Do you think I was right? Do you think I'm missing a tier? Would you put certain characters in other tiers? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, also please let me know if you want to see part 2. Would love to make it. There are definitely some other interesting characters in there that I would love to put into the tiers. And yeah, we'll see when I do it, if I do it. It's up to you guys. But other than that, I just hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next one, bye bye!